Hey everybody, this is Shahaf. Today is May 8th, and I'm here for an update. Quite a lot of things have happened since my last update. First of all, I've been around the world. I've been to several events, including Paris Blockchain Week and Token 2049. I don't know if you've been following, but I've participated in quite a lot of panels and other talks. Now, why is this important? Because this is actually where we are able to deliver what we're doing and explain this to a lot of partners in a very short time frame. And this is how partnerships actually roll out eventually. And it's super important. This is why we are also planning to be in Consensus in Austin in the end of this month. And later on in ETH-CC in Brussels. And I'll keep you updated from what's happening over there. But again, this is where a lot of the industry is meeting, and it's an opportunity for us to meet new partners and actually showcase what we do. Usually the things I talk about in these events is the importance of privacy in Web3 and how COTI V2 actually innovates within that space in a way that is that uses confidential computing, but it's also transparent and regulatory compliant. Now, we have a lot of very exciting things happening, mainly the developer network that is about to launch. It's super close now, and I'll update you exactly where we stand. But this is, this is a monumental event for us. I think since we've announced what COTI V2 is, this is the biggest event we had to date. So we call this launch Genesis because this is, for us, a new beginning. We're really excited to see how everything comes to life with this developer network. This developer network, by the way, I think a lot of other projects would have called it testnet immediately because it offers a lot more than your usual developer network. Now, why are we doing what we're doing and why I think this is so big? I'm dead serious when I say that I believe that privacy is the biggest opportunity in crypto in the next 10 years. If you think about development, think about any app that you know. People care about two big things, bandwidth or scalability, right? It needs to run smooth, and security. Because if you don't have security, and privacy is very important in security, then nothing actually works. This is how it works in Web 2. With SSLs and other types of ways to secure your data and your information. And this is exactly how it will work in crypto. Now that scalability is pretty much solved, and layer 2s can offer enough performance to give you what you need, what else remains? Security. And privacy and security are almost synonyms. So I think privacy is the biggest opportunity in this space. A lot of other smart people think that privacy is a major opportunity. And now a race begins, and we plan on heavily invest in this race. Specifically, we've dedicated what you all know as the ecosystem fund. Right now it's worth about $50 million. I think it's one of the biggest funds in the privacy space, and definitely the biggest one when it comes to Ethereum to solve privacy. And we're giving people the infrastructure, the developer network to allow them to develop, and we are incentivizing it to make sure that it all bootstraps and begins in the best possible way. Okay, what can you expect from the developer network? Essentially, you'll be able to launch smart contracts, what we call GC EVM, so using Solidity. You'll be able to create smart contracts that allows you to build dApps that have privacy in it. As simple as that. In the end, this is exactly what people will do in the mainnet as well, right? They'll be developing apps. They can publish it in that sense, but the developer network is developed enough for people to kind of understand what we do and start building abilities. And I plan on building an army of developers that know how to use COTI V2 and know how to develop apps on top of us. It's not going to be difficult because it's the same Solidity, same EVM, just a few extra features that give you all the benefit, and then it's just having the right frame and understanding what you want to build, and use cases are limitless. So where exactly do we stand with the developer network? The code is ready. And that has been the heavy lifting. So the code is ready. In fact, it's ready for almost 3 weeks now. And this is what I meant when I said that we'll be ready pretty soon and this quarter. The SDKs are ready. The smart contract examples are ready. And people can kind of like have a look and say, oh, this is how you do secret NFTs. Got it. I can do the same thing. And just today we finalized the development of the faucet as well, so people can have tokens to play with. What am I still waiting for to have a proper launch? We're working on the Git book to have one place with all the documentation. I want this to be super easy. We are creating tutorials and videos for developers. We are finalizing the Devnet Explorer integration. And we continue to test everything to make sure that it's flawless. We also have an interesting campaign planned for that. So we kind of like launch in the best possible way. So again, it's super close. I would say that the big things are already done. It's now more about everything around it. So like proper tooling, proper guides, et cetera, et cetera. So we've also introduced the developer community leaders. These will be people that give, it's an important role in our ecosystem. It's how we think about growth and decentralizing this whole thing. So these are people from the community that will be able to give the first line of support to new developers in our ecosystem. We have also recruited a very senior developer relationship leader, an ecosystem leader. He comes from Provenance blockchain. We've also recruited a top product person from Chainlink that helps us with the product itself and making sure that we give developers the best possible tools. Now, I know that most of you that listen to this are not developers, and it's fine. I'm not a developer myself. As the saying is, I know enough to be dangerous, but I'm not a developer myself. But you should care because with enough developers, we create a big enough ecosystem. Big enough ecosystem means that the network itself is useful, and this is why you care about this. In the near future, we will share some more plans to onboard more community members that will be able to contribute to the ecosystem in different, in other ways. And I know I'm jumping ahead of myself, but we're going to have the ABC programs, right? I'm not going to give you too much information about this now, but the ABC program, A stands for ambassadors. So these will be various community members that has various chores in our ecosystem and help us grow the ecosystem and help everybody and are compensated accordingly. B stands for builders. This is essentially a grant program for developers that actually build tools and apps on top of COTI V2, like other networks have, only better. So this is the builder program, and that is planned to launch alongside the developer network pretty soon. C stands for creators. So these will be people, maybe you're one of them, that actually build content around COTI, tutorials, videos, et cetera, et cetera. So various ways to contribute and be incentivized accordingly. So if you're a developer, why should you develop on top of COTI's developer network? First of all, you'll be able to be at the forefront of technology with gobbling circuits for the first time. You don't need to sacrifice privacy for performance. This was usually a trade-off that you needed to take, not with what we have. It's probably the easiest network to develop upon with Solidity and EVM. We will incentivize developers, anywhere between $1,000 to $100,000 for those who build really, big things that everybody actually wants on this network. And as a reminder, here are the potential use cases where you can build exciting things. Confidential DeFi, confidential transactions for payments, stablecoins, real-world assets, CBDCs, etc. On-chain sensitive data management. As a reminder, with what we build, you can keep data on-chain and actually use it. This is not something that you can do with today's encryption without jeopardizing sensitive data. AI and confidential machine learning. Lastly, dynamic decentralized identification. We've already introduced Civic, and we'll be introducing other partners for other use cases, as I've mentioned. So there's a lot to look forward to. All right, so Developer Network is around the corner. Other than that, a few other things have happened as well. With GCOTI is listed on MEXC, and other than that, we now allow for an APY boost for COTI ERC20 deposits using GCOTI as well. Other than that, there's a team working on a few other new features for JED, as I've mentioned. Takes us a bit of time, but we're on it, just so you know. And I know that a lot of you are following to what's happening with Delta Platinum INR. That's good. I expect to have news in that forefront as well. So, as I mentioned, a lot of good things are happening. We work relentlessly, and we're very excited. The Developer Network is really around the corner. No point in guessing on the group when. It's ready, and we'll launch it once we feel everything is aligned and everybody is aligned as well. Thank you very much for watching this, and stay COTI.